So think about the last time that you've busted this one out. Cam Wow. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like, girl, the thing is, I am starting to feel like a grandpa when I talk about years that were like literally 10 years ago. And I know that's like the warning sign. That's like definitely what like our grandparents and like our parents said to us. They're like, baby, one day, like the day is now. Like I'm literally, it's insane to see like so much nostalgia for years that we were like actually living in. But I kind of wanted to use that nostalgia today to talk about like a greater concept, right? Very like Einstein level, like let's have a really like good conversation together about kind of like social media as a whole, right? I am wearing probably the ugliest shirt that I have in my closet to make a point today. Okay, right, there's a point to this. But it literally says slay like you mean it. And I just want to give a little background. I found this in a Florida thrift store in like a very retirement heavy area. And I'm like, what grandpa, grandmother was wearing? Like, I don't even know. Like, it was literally next to like old man clogs and like this, and then like blankets that were like knitted by a grandmother. I'm like, this was really like archival, just ugly. And I mean, honestly, like there was a time like Walmart used to have like, they still have shirts, but like they used to have shirts that were so like cut the rope demon, like cupcake domo. You know what I'm talking about? Like at one point, Walmart was like the shirt capital. And I feel like this is very Walmart, if that makes sense. Like I'm obsessed. But doing shit just to do it, right? Like that is kind of this overall theme for the year for me. It's like this idea of just doing shit to do it. I am going to Coachella in a couple months. I am going to go so flower crown, so fucking Instagram, so heavy on the filters, so heavy on girl, that is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. I'm obsessed. Like I want to really channel that because to be honest with you, I spent so many years of my childhood watching my friends' older sisters serve cami tops, Hollister, and really like commit to being like hot Avril Lavigne skater chick lifeguard in the summertime fantasy. Does this make sense? Do I sound really gay right now? Because that's the first question. Number two, does this make sense? Hopefully the answer is yes to both. But honestly, like I just was so like obsessed with like seeing older, specifically girls, than me in my childhood do the thing. But when I got older, 14, 15, 16, 17, honey, I was giving the groundhog afraid of his shadow. Like I could not muster up the courage to like really serve a look in that way. And also like if y'all are real born in the 90s truthers, I'm a 99 baby, like early 2000s, whatever. It was so gay to be hygienic. That I already was like plucking my eyebrows. So I'm like, let me not also put that shit on. You know what I mean? Because I was like, I don't want to do a 2-for-1. I just want to Wendy's 4-for-4. Like, I just want to pick, if I'm going to pick anything, I want to smell good, you know, pluck my eyebrows, do my hair right. That's going to be my worry. I was showing up in full beat to school a couple times just because I was just like, oh my gosh, I had a red face today. It's like, oh, like, oh, you poor thing. Like, what is going on? Like, it was literally insane. But I just think about, like, I was so trapped in these cycles of, like, insecurity and cycles of, like, not wanting to do too much. There is a space that is still reserved for, like, people doing too much, right? I'm not necessarily, like, don't do that, but I'm maybe like, oh, wow, you know? like, it's always like, oh, wow. You know, you will see every year that I'm just going to bring up Coachella because it's like fresh on the dome, right? You will see every year that like there's people that go all the way there, right? I'm sorry for what I just put up on the screen, but like they go all the way there, right? And it's like costumey and it's like, oh my God, we're like Power Rangers. And then there's people that like don't really wear anything. And I'm like, okay, you know, there might be like a middle ground of like, hey, I stayed up last night bejeweling that belt, or I stayed up last night like editing that photo with this one filter, or like I stayed up like really like making the text post look good on my grid. Like the intentionality of social media has really gone down the drain because people are scared of like being too much or being judged or doing things that like make them stick out. And I guess what I mean is like, as someone that spent, like I said, so much of my childhood like holding back, I think now the mantra for me is truly like, why not? And I'm really curious, like for you guys, like where that resonates, because is there things in your life that you wish you could say, post, enjoy, concerts you would go to, but none of your friends want to go, things you might want to do? You know, I know some of y'all really throw shade on the Disney adults, but listen, would you not go if people were like saying, hey, let's go ride some? I'm going to try and sneak that in there, right? Like, are there things that you maybe are interested in or feel yourself wanting to say or do or engage with that maybe you feel like disconnected or feel shame about? And to be honest with you, I think I'm so shocked that like certain shows or certain songs or certain trends pick up really, really hard. For one, very baggy shorts and baggy pants. That is not just something that Billie Eilish was doing. That is something that Amanda from Pre-Calc was also doing. So it was kind of like, oh, I would think that the shame around low-rise jeans or capris or moments like that would be, or like flared pants. I've seen shade or people be like, ugh, about all of those, but we were walking around in the most extreme version of a pant ever, like Ronald McDonald House level pant. And listen, I've been there. I also wore those pants, and I felt the breeze hit my nuts, and I was like, whoa. That's a lot, Robin. You know, like I felt that. But like the thing is, like when I'm doing that, I'm like, oh wow, the only reason I'm actually taking a swing this big is because I was given like permission to do it. You know what I'm saying? And like that's what I'm kind of realizing is like so much of social media right now is inherently negative. Even on YouTube, like I come on here to rant sometimes. Y'all know me. I come on here to rant sometimes. And like the thing is, like when I truly have a thought that I am just being negative or I'm just being like, okay, honest to God, let's just talk about it. I feel like there's moments that I'm speaking with nothing more than I need to get a gripe out, right? And a lot of times I will be like, what the hell did they just put on their story? Or, oh my God, girl, this is stupid. Like, you know, or, okay, we don't need to do a whole photo shoot for that. But I, thankfully, tend to not take that to a comment section. Now, I'm going to go ahead and address an elephant in the room for me. I am very Twitter fingers because I am a very quick and witty person. I took to Twitter on Grammy night, and I had 1,000 comments to make. I was saying that Alex, what's his name, The Ordinary, Alex Warren, I'm like, this is like mega church, like white Christian, like this is crazy. I don't know what's happening right here. I'm like somber, oh my God, that suit's a no for me, like whatever. I realized that I got grouped into a negativity of thinking that I just was like critiquing the shit out of everything, right? We are in the middle of Reba McEntire's tribute act, which was great, right? Reba did her tribute, then they had a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, and then they started an additional tribute. My fault was that I got on social media and I said, oh my God, tribute so long, 10 more people died. It was long. What I did not register at the time is that the third of the tribute acts was a tribute to Black artists that had passed in honor of Black History Month. To me, that was like, whoa. Not only did I just critique probably at the worst time historically that me, not only as a white gay man, like, girl, we can't even pull gay card on that shit. Just as a fucking idiot, the fact that I felt like it was my time to make a comment and be like, girl, the tribute's too long. Now, was the tribute long? Yes, it was. At the same time, did I need to shut the fuck up and not make a comment on everything? Yes, but I'm also going to extend that just to the act of commenting on the whole night. All of those people rehearsed for hours, worked for hours on the costume. There's teams of 40, like whatever, right? So the fact that my discrediting, to me, felt like the easier route and the more engagement-proof route than being like, oh, this was great, tells me that there is something about logging in that makes us want to be a hater versus being an uplifter and a supporter. And I'm just going to say, this episode specifically, we're going to link it down below in the comment section. We're working with the Okra Project, which supports mutual aid for Black trans individuals. And I just want to say, super happy to be giving. proceeds of today's episode to that cause because Black History Month, put my money where my mouth is. Number 2, I realized that Twitter, specifically, I log on there mad as fuck every time I log in. When I log into Pinterest, used to, I was happy as fuck. Then they got the ads up. Now I'm mad as fuck every time I log in there. Truly, the last platform that I do not log in mad as fuck on is Instagram. And I don't want to talk about the meta and the fucked upness of Instagram because, I mean, honey, every social media platform is awful, pretty much. The fact that Facebook bought it is just like everything's run by some asshole at this point. I mean, my God. But like the other aspect of it is I was thinking like Twitter for me used to be about discussing movies and music and like having a good time. And sure, there was like troll Twitter and it was like kind of crazy. But then it was like, I feel like it used to be where all of those platforms had a bunny foo-foo happy side. And then they had a rotted side. And now I feel like it is 75 to 80% rotted on like every app you go on. My Instagram algorithm is so bunny foo-foo, and I kind of intentionally keep it that way. I like nothing except like aesthetic, like apartment videos, cooking, dog videos, not cooking dog video, but like cooking and dog videos. And I'm like, but I very intentionally like keep my Instagram very like, I want to be happy when I log in there because you got to have somebody like that. But I noticed that like, I just kind of want to use that as an example. Like me logging in and thinking that making a comment on something and being negative and being quick with it, like I am a social media veteran and I still am like falling to that trap. And what I think for like a lot of us is we always feel the impulse to like hate or feel the impulse to drag down or we feel the impulse to be like adding weight to something that did not need weight added. Some things just need to be like, it's a pretty flower. I don't need to know what flower it is. I don't need to know that it's getting picked off the highway and that it's killing people. I also don't need to know that it's not really that shade all year round. It dies in November. It's just a pretty fucking picture of a flower, right? Like sometimes I just want to like engage with things and it is just what it is. And I've talked about this like before with some of my friends, like being in theater really fucks live performance for you because you're no longer thinking about the flawlessness that you're seeing. You're thinking about the rehearsal it took. You're thinking about the amount of crew it took. You're thinking about the lighting. You're thinking about the costumes. You're thinking really gaily, right? And to be honest with you, you're nitpicking the shit out of it. And it's like, oh, wow. Like, I'm not even having fun anymore because I'm so, like, not taking the package as it is. I'm picking apart the package. And the package should be ingested in the package. Does that make sense? Like, we should just be taking the package and being like, that's a package. Great. Thank you. And now I'm holding it and I'm looking at it. Okay, there you go. That was yours.
Enjoying it for what it is.
Yes, and it is just what it is. And that's the thing, like, especially like when it comes to live performance and music and things like that. To that point, I was really refreshed and happy to see the 2016 trend go so hard. Obviously, we're on our nostalgia grind over here. It makes me very happy. I don't need to explain why the fuck I'm doing it, right? It's very that thing where it's like, I don't need to explain it to you. It makes sense to me, and that's all that matters. But this makes me happy. Having a setup in my room that reminds me of what I wanted my childhood bedroom to be in the YouTube era, now that I'm doing YouTube, makes me very happy. Seeing my friends post 2016 nostalgia makes me very happy because I'm like, oh my God, I remember that. I remember that memory. Or, you know, I had more texts about 2016 than I saw posts. Like we were all sharing pictures with each other. You know, it felt great. When we turn 40 and we go to our high school reunion, pause. Are y'all doing reunions? Okay, am I crazy? It's like not getting planned, right? Like across the board. Like, is that because they used to plan them because of Facebook or like not having Facebook because they had no social media? I'm making it sound like our parents were like cavemen, but that was the only way to see each other. Oh, does she look like shit? Does he look good? Is he still hot? Do they have kids? Are they married? Are they still together? Let's come to the reunion and find out. Like kind of the same thing with reunions on TV now. They're really fabricated and like heightened because, honey, I know if you like her. I see if you follow her. You know what I mean? So like, I don't need to wait till the reunion to know the tea. I feel like reunions, because we have social media now, are almost anticlimactic. So then it's like, what's the point? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess it's like you see who you want to see in some regard. Like, I don't know. But all that to say, like, I think you having like the 2016 thing to look back and like reminisce and have like a pure-hearted memory moment was really happy for me. The negativity thing comes back because I saw on Twitter people were saying, oh, why the hell are we doing 2016 all of a sudden? Like, oh my God, everybody, like, I'm just so sick of seeing this and I'm so that. I'm like, okay. And here's what I want to say, and I'm saying this with so much love. If 2016 was a shit year for you, I'm sorry. And I can see how that impacted your involvement and enjoyment of these years through other people's eyes. Great. Does that mean that no one else on Instagram needs to post their 2016 because you don't get it or you don't feel it or whatever? Okay, then if your 2014 was better, then post your 2014. Oh God, middle school was a shit from a butt for me, so I'm going to post this picture from high school that really made me happy. All right, do it. But this idea of very much, oh my gosh, there was a thing about bean soup theory. I need to look at her page. I'll pop it up. But like, there was a thing of the bean soup theory where someone will comment on a soup that's called bean soup and say, well, what if I don't like beans? Everything's a theory now, and I understand that sidebar. I understand that gets really grating to the ears, but like, think about that for a second. How many comments have you seen that are so purposely contrarian and purposefully like, well, I don't like beans. Well then, honey, the soup probably ate for fucking you. And the soup, and you can scroll, and then you can go find a chicken noodle, or you can go find something else that you actually want to make. Why the fuck are we wasting our energy, presence, time, breath, anything in a comment section that, one, is not for you, and clearly you know you're coming in with ill intent because you don't even give a fuck about the subject matter. So if you're seeing the 2016 trend and it's really grinding the fuck out of your gears, perhaps set the phone down and think about why it is versus coming out and saying, I just don't agree. But everybody wants their moment, right? Everybody wants their moment. And what gives people an instant moment more than negativity, right? I think it's so the paparazzi thing of the fact that paparazzi get paid a salary, not an incredible one, but they get paid a salary the more exclusive, invasive, and insane the shot is. So the more they're up their ass, the more money they get paid, right? So it is throwing morals, other people's lives, other people's enjoyment in the ringer just so you can make a buck and have the eyes on your work, if you even want to call it that. To me, I know so many photographers, so many people on Instagram, so many painters, so many singers that have no listeners, no viewers, and 5 likes. And guess what? They are some of the happiest and most creative fucking people I know. And part of that is the freedom of no critique and the freedom of no eyes or limited eyes on what they're doing, so they're not skewing their original vision. But the other thing is it's like it's truly about the art. It's not about the cash flow. It's not about the things. I know that that's like a place of privilege, and like a lot of people that have that do have other jobs, right? They have other 9-to-5s, and then their painting stuff is a side gig, and they can be as creative as they want because it's not the thing paying the bills. When we get paying the bills into the thing, and sometimes things like narcissism and things like wanting to be the topic of discussion, you are purposefully misunderstanding context, dragging people for no reason, and bringing negativity into the mix when it was like a positive or unrelated engagement, or you're just purposefully being it's like obtuse contrarian, like the idea of being like, you think this, so I think this, even if I don't truly think this, I'm going to stand 10 toes down on this because I see 5 people on this side and 5,000 on this side, so I'm going to believe over here. Now, if that comes to social causes, politics, all that, we can talk about that. But it is so, to me, like, I'm like, feel like I'm on a fucking tangent right now, name of the pod, but like, did y'all have like the black and blue dress, white and gold dress discussions in school that got heated? Because that first week when that shit was out, I remember being in a theater rehearsal and there were fucking adults in there like, no, you're just saying that you saw white and gold. Yeah, I'm lying to fuck with all y'all. And I just want to fuck with you. And actually, like, yeah, you're right. My sole goal is to fuck with you tonight. And also, my sole goal is to trick my eyes to not see what you're seeing. Girl, nobody gives a fuck, Mary. Like, and that's what it's way more effort. And that's what it's like. I feel like when people are like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't cry at the Barbie movie. Fuck all y'all. You just don't know real cinema. Oh my God. I'm sorry, but I'm sure you feel this too. Fuck you. Like, just fuck you. Like, actually, fuck you. And part of it, sure, it's rage bait, but there's genuinely just people that you know probably in your life that they get a joy out of kicking shit. They get a joy out of, like, dragging shit for no reason. And I think, like, that is such an easy trap to fall into. And to me, I've talked about this before on the podcast, those are usually people that are in periods of, like, that they are rejecting things in their own life or they are truly unhappy with things in their own life, so they are taking it out on everyone and everything else. And it's like, okay, there is part of this that's like, yes, negativity sells. It's okay to be funny and be negative. I love stand-up comics that all they do is roast the audience. I don't think that they have a shit life and that they are shitty and everything's shitty and they take their stress on everybody. I think they just find funny and kicking people and people think that's funny. That's fine with me. But I think there are people that literally do nothing except know that their attention for the day is going to be on dragging other shit down. I think that is the core reason why social media is not the safe, free, expressive, fun, relaxed bubble that it was. And I want to talk about another flip of the coin that because of that, I think you're seeing so many people leave those expressive platforms. I want to think about Tina Fey's comment to Bowen Yang on Las Culturistas where she said, authenticity costs you the gig. And your honest thought of that movie is not what people want to hear, right? And that's the truth. You are better off being quiet and better off holding your tongue when it comes to opinionated things in media, especially. Where I think the line is I am so grateful that, like, politics and talking about things that are happening and talking about what we're seeing with ICE, talking about what we're seeing with Palestine, talking about what we're seeing with Minnesota, talking about what we're seeing in these things, it is bringing an unfiltered side of things to social media, right? Now, does that mean that the apps and the platforms and the algorithms are not doing their very best to flag and mute and silence those videos? Yes, so that's beside the point. You can't say that the effort was not made to put the voice out there. So that is happening. You're seeing authenticity. You're seeing people bluntly speak their mind. You're seeing those things happen when it comes to political and social issues. Lovely. But what you're also seeing is there's people that are doing these opinions and takes and constant either I love it or I hate it about basically everything, down to any video that is on Instagram that goes big on Reels. All of the comments are critiquing the person's appearance. And it's like, how do you say you want an open, free internet where people can express themselves about things that matter while also saying, I really hope you shut the fuck up when talking about things that should not be common sense, like just basic manners, basic respect things, that it's like, yes, a free-for-all, but also like, use your fucking head. Like, it's so weird to talk about these things because it's like we're all experiencing it, but then how are we like not talking about it? But at the same time, like, the kids that are so chat GPT brained, cannot do critical thinking, cannot write an essay, are then using all of their might, brain power, and energy to critique, comment, and drag just about every single comment section or piece of media that they are seeing online, to the point that I don't even want to call it a piece of media anymore. It's almost just a springboard for people to drag and get out their emotions for the day. It's like literally every reel is just like a diary or like a journal in the comment section for people to get out their anger. It's like low-key, why has social media become like a rage room? Like when you go to a room and they set out all the glasses and the vases and the TVs and they're like, here's a baseball bat and you can fuck shit up in here. Okay, got it. Do that there. But this is a mom of 4 that's cooking a meal for her kids, and all the comments are like, "Oh shit from a butt, macaroni and cheese. Oh my gosh, she got too small of a shirt on. Oh my god, those kids are going through hell. Man, your kids probably hate you." I'm like, "Oh my god." Like, "Oh my god." Now, have I laughed at comment sections like that? Fuck yeah. Have I enjoyed comment sections like that? Fuck yeah. Have I been shocked by comment sections like that? Absolutely. But that is almost, to me, like a laughter of discomfort sometimes, because it's like, I cannot imagine being on the receiving end of that at a constant state that, like, goddamn, I am a mama 4, I'm trying to cook for my kids. And y'all have seen videos like that. All the comments are like, "Girl, fuck you and fuck those hot dogs, and those kids hate you, and they're probably going to leave you when they turn 18, and they're going to hate you for filming content with them." I'm like, oh my God. Like, was it really worth it for real? So when I talk about this idea of like bringing freedom and expression back to social media, it's like, I'm sorry, but we have to fight the big ass goblin monster that's like basically anyone with a keyboard is dealing with how the world is and taking it out on their phones. It's like the negativity bug is almost like when you get like a virus in your computer or like ringworm or some shit. Not one of my friends told me she got ringworm. I'm like, I thought that was something that like pirates got, or like people got that back in the day on ships' plague. Like the idea of like a ringworm, like that just seems so like, ye old ringworm. We have so much fucked up shit going on in the world that I'm like, I just am so exhausted seeing, okay, and I'm going to say it. I was disgusted to see the hate train on Olivia Dean, because Olivia Dean 100% deserved Best New Artist. And so much of that was anti-Black. So much of that was the fact that I don't think Olivia Dean is committed any sin in her life. Like literally, like, what are we, like, why are we dragging this poor, innocent, beautiful woman? There's like this space online though that it's almost this like AI infused like fake algorithm, if that makes sense, that like, yes, there are people's thoughts, but it's almost like they set a bait out there to get people talking in a way against other people. And I know this because I don't know if you guys saw pretty recently that Miss Shirley died, and Miss Shirley was the woman that did the donations and did the thing for a lot of people. It would be like donation boxes and like hygiene products and things like that, out of basically like just donations and community support. Like literally one of the most like selfless, like for the people women ever. And she had like a really, well, that's not what we're gonna talk about today, but like she had a really like mysterious passing, and it's just like really weird, and it got swept under the rug. It's just like, that is a person that everyone in the comments was like talking about so highly and speaking of so highly because of just like how pure her heart was. But I will be honest, like I have seen AI, who I'm just going to call it AI because if it wasn't AI, I'm just going to be really disappointed in people. Bots under the comment section is like, what'd she even do? Like, she didn't do anything. Like, I don't think she went about this the right way. I just don't understand why she can't give them 2 apple juices instead of 1. Oh my God, I don't like the way she talks to people. I'm like, oh my God, if y'all find an issue about her, of all fucking people, insane. Because it is so fueled to be against marginalized groups. And I understand that there is an online system that is literally about putting the pressure on and limiting marginalized voices. And also I think that there is a thing of when there is genuine success, impact, change being made, that then all of a sudden you see this engagement, boosted engagement from these reply bots that are all verified, and you'll see them degrading, tearing down, kind of undermining whatever it is going on. I think that happened with Olivia Dean. I think that happened with Miss Shirley. I think I literally saw it firsthand this summer. I went to a music festival and there was so many DJs, and the one DJ that got the most flack was Arca. So I'm like, why the fuck out of all the girls did the trans girl get tore to shit? Like, it always seems to find the marginalized group. Like it always seems to find that person and find that nuance to that. And then I think a lot of people can't accept that reality. So then starts like the pick you up by the bootstraps mentality where it's like, oh, you'll be fine. No, it's just a hard day. It's just critique. Just keep on going. You'll be fine. Like it's not that big of a deal. It's like, I don't think people understand seeing organized efforts of attack going against people online and then being gaslit to think that you're actually crazy when you bring it up. Very glass ceiling, right? I think it's like when you see these organized efforts of attack, belittlement, basically trying to make the person seem like they're not qualified, making the person seem that they're like disingenuous, like whatever the fuck it is. When you see these like forward attacks being made, it's like there is definitely something going on. Paid engagement, AI, Elon. I mean, girl, it's not that far-fetched because literally it's just constant attacks, not only on marginalized voices. I want to just say marginalized progressive voices especially. It's a double whammy there. But yeah, I think so much of like what's internalized in these people is boosted and encouraged by these online ecosystems. At the same time, I'm very shocked to see the hate train that Addison was receiving getting, and I'm just going to say it. I want you to put yourself in anyone's shoes in this case. We are seeing TikToks with 400,000 likes, not views, 400,000 likes about how somebody was a waste of space on the stage, can't sing, fuck anybody that likes her. These points are being made and then they're being amplified. And I think at the end of the day, you feel so misunderstood and misheard that, I mean, I guess if I was Olivia Dean, I just wouldn't acknowledge it. But it's like, I'm sure she has an impulse to say, what I do and what's wrong.
She has no control of the narrative.
No control of the narrative. And I think when you don't have control, SZA's grandma, when you don't have control, that's very uncomfortable for people.
It's annoying as fuck.
It's annoying. It gets you very insecure. It gets you very worried. It gets you very shaky. It gets you very angry. And I think that's nothing because we like to have predictability in our life. We like to have patterns in our life. And I think we also like to feel like good faith conversations are being had and good context is being had with what's going on. Listen, I can sit with y'all and we can talk about shit every week. And listen, I'm going to lay it out. When I was in high school, I had my first couple interactions with somebody that identified as non-binary. If you think that I nailed pronouns and nailed everything on our first, second, or third meeting, no. Was any of that intentional? No. Was any of that to drag the other person? No. But at the time, I feel because of who I am, I was afforded grace, I was afforded patience, and thank my friends for that, right? Like, that's incredible. But I was afforded a wiggle room period of, hey, I understand this is a new concept to you, so I'm going to give you time. I think we do that with our parents. I think we do that with our grandparents. I think we do that with coworkers. But it hits a point where then you know, hey, I have afforded you grace 12 times, and it is now starting to feel intentional and very well could be and probably is intentional. And I think there's a grace period of that with people in my head that it's like this idea of immediate all understanding of nuance and all understanding of everything. I'm like, I am a person that affords growth to people, and I'm also a person that affords trusting people's heart, trusting people's gut, and trusting like how I just feel if someone's, I hate to use this word, but vibe. I can tell when someone is a good vibe, and I can tell when somebody is like actually authentically like on their shit. And I can tell when someone is saying things to make the wind sway a certain way, saying things to that. I feel like we are now in a period where people are intentionally misinterpreting or misunderstanding just about every piece of media, every comment we're seeing, every post we're seeing, every statement, magazine article. I don't know, because the issue is every fucking thing is for controversy, and then the controversy is taken 4 times further. I want to also bring up Sabrina Carpenter's album cover. I know that's tired news, but it just came to mind. I feel like if that would have been posted on early days of social media, I honest to God think that people just would have been like, oh, Sabrina posting an image where a man is grabbing her hair was a shock value thing, but it was deliberately misinterpreted into a grander conversation than it ever had to be. Because some things are literally nothing more than a post that, to be honest, you forgot about 5 scrolls later. But we are now to the point that even things that are so fucking awful and they're happening every fucking day in this country, we are, in a media cycle way, forgetting about it 5 days later. So what's the point? So if that's really what we're talking about, and that's the baseline, why the fuck are you not doing what you want to do? Why the fuck are you not posting what the fuck you want to post? Why the fuck are you not just doing things that make you happy and just doing it, and fuck how many likes you get, fuck who thinks what, fuck it. If you're not harming anybody, not dragging anybody down, I would like to say not preaching general negativity, okay, unless very much warranted, and I think we know when it's warranted and when it's not warranted. I think we know when thing is an inside comment, something you say in the car, or you say to somebody's face, or you say on the megaphone. There's very much difference, right? And everything does not need to be said on the megaphone, right? The other thing is, I really, truly think that we are on the basically up climb of everything's just going to keep getting worse online. So genuinely, like, building these spaces where you feel like you can authentically express yourself and authentically, like, enjoy your night on there is really important. I've seen a lot of people talk about Blue Sky, and I've seen a lot of people talk about that, but I will be honest with you, I think just the idea of comments being posted to go viral and no video behind it, no think piece, no context behind it, no 30-minute video explaining the context. I just think that the spaces where it's all about contextless comments gets really muddy now, where it used to be just girly things, teenager post, the Dory tweet account. Like, it used to be very that. And in a lot of ways, like, I still have those kind of moments, but you also see that it's constant dragging of something. And it's just like, I actually think I just want to put my words into more nuanced, well thought, full breath expression of exactly what I mean, because it's a lot easier to be understood that way. It's like, truly, like, I know so many, like, YouTubers and so many podcasters that, like, I watch their podcasts or I watch what they say, and I'm like, I totally get you, because I get you because of the breaths you take. I get you because of the eye contact. I get you because I can see the wheels turning in your head in a good way, not like a drag, but, like, I can see the wheels turning in your head. When I don't really know you if you, like, all you do is post, like, words on a screen. And, maybe that's because I really think of that to be, like, novels and blog posts and things like that. I think Substack has really kind of breached that Substack almost feels like YouTube video essays, but in like a short blog form. Like, it's very concise, it's very, like, tight, like, whatever. There was a period that Facebook was like that too. I remember, like, Facebook, like, right when I was in college, would be, like, a lot of, like, really good news and a lot of, like, really good sources that I was like, oh, okay, like, this was, like, a clear, concise paragraph thought. Now, oh my God, girl, you could not pay me to log in there. I go in there maybe, like, once every other week, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, my brain is like, I could cook eggs on my brain right now. Facebook, girl, I can't. But I don't know. That's the thing, is, like, I really lately have been trying to kind of bring this out of, like, just freedom of expression, freedom of, like, doing the things that younger me wanted to do, but also, like, giving myself permission to, like, escape the spaces that are genuinely nothing but, like, negative gunk. and negative, deliberately inflammatory and deliberately like putting things in your face. Because I'm just going to be honest, I'm going to speak about this in code. We have had multiple instances that have been shown with like no blurring online in the past year. And I'm like, if that wasn't enough of a reason for me to like want to not be on those platforms, then like what is? But to me, it's really turned a corner that like I feel like the deliberate urge and urgency to like get people fired up about things that truly are not worth that space in your brain for me, not worth it to be upset about what is being presented to me that I need to be upset about, because I think of grand scale things I need to be upset about, and that already takes up 75% of my brain. So when I have 20% of my brain to like look online just at cute little bunny rabbits and puppy dogs, I just want that to be cute little bunny rabbits and puppy dogs. But every single social media platform is telling me exactly what I need to be upset about, and 9 times out of 10, it's things that truly hold no relevance in a grander scale. That sounded really philosophical, but I guess the point is, it's like, take a moment to think how on edge you are from what you're doing online. Remove yourself from that equation and think like, being intentional here, what is truly going to be like making me happy online, and what is like actually going to put me in the best headspace, because it changes how we like engage with the world. It really does. I don't like walking around and feeling that there's mousetraps around me. I don't like walking on broken glass with my friends. I don't like feeling like I'm dating someone that is using words against you or is manipulating things or whatever. I also don't like being around people that don't see it for you or don't see the vision. All of those exist online every single day, sprinting at you in full force. So it's like, why the fuck would I want to be around that? I'm going to talk about this in a future episode, but I feel like boundaries are yours. And if you need to set a boundary for you to like create, breathe, express the way you want to be expressing yourself, that's your prerogative. There is fucking so many people in the world, right? And if you have an idea and you have a thing that you're wanting to do and a thing that you're wanting to say and a way that you want to use your voice or your skill or your talent, whatever the fuck it is, you deserve to do that. And if you need to put yourself in a cave that no one else understands or no one knows the code to get in, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to set boundaries in that way. You're also allowed to share things and turn the damn comments off. You're also allowed to make a burner account and share shit on there. Like, whatever you need to do. The careless expression that we lost with social media is still there, but you just need to know that like the speed bumps speak more about their life and how they are than it does about your actual vision. Like, that speaks nothing on you. You're allowed to express, go for the thing you want to go for, and trust in yourself, because to be honest with you, you're going to have a hell of a lot more regrets not going for it than you would if you went for it and people don't understand it or don't see the vision or don't whatever. To be honest with you, there is like such a thing as like the imaginary op. And a lot of times it's ourselves telling like, oh my God, if I post that, I'm going to feel like people are not going to get it, or they're not going to do this or not going to that. I've talked about this before. That was a podcast for me. I was like, I don't think people want to see a 15-second video person talking for 40 minutes. But to be honest with you, who the fuck slid up in my mentions or in my comments and told me, no, baby, don't do this? Everyone's like, girl, try it. That wasn't saying you're going to be the best at it or whatever, because no one knew. But to be honest with you, this is a whole other family. When y'all come up and talk to me and you say, oh, I love your podcast, that hits my heart in a way that like you have no idea, because I've always been like a fan of posting on TikTok or a fan of posting Instagram Reels, but like this is where my heart lays, and this is where like our community lays, and like being a part of your workday, being a part of like your ride to work, being a part of like your chill night at home with the fucking weed pen, like whatever it is. Like, I just want to let you know, like, being a part of your night, like, I truly do feel like we're here together. I love that aspect of things, and like creating a safe bubble in social media where I can express myself is literally the whole point of this episode. I had to figure out what that was, and it's on a platform that I was pretty rusty on. I hadn't posted in years. I didn't know shit about editing. I didn't know shit about fucking what the hell I was gonna do. I don't know, what am I gonna talk about for 40 minutes, like whatever. Girl, you figure it out. You figure it out. You just got to do it. That's the reality. You won't know until you try. But yeah, that is today's episode, and I really hope something I said in this episode like sparked something in your brain, because I just don't see anyone talking about this, and it like really frustrates me because I feel like we all experience it. So I'm very curious your thoughts, and I would love to have some conversations in the comments. But I love you guys, and I will see you next Tuesday. I need to hit it one more time. All right, bye.